Okay, the topic that we are doing here is infrared spectroscopy. Now, what is done over here? Okay, basically, if you're going to look at this part of the figure, okay, this whole thing which is there, this line that I'm marking, this one, okay, this is going to be a transparent tube in which we are going to have a sample of the substance which we are going to keep for detection. Now, what are we going to detect and how we are going to detect from this? What we are going to do is from one side, we are going to make pass through the beam of infrared radiation. It will be made to pass through this sample. The infrared radiation will be passing through it, and some wavelengths of radiations will get absorbed and some will be allowed to pass through depending upon what that substance is or what kind of that particular sample is. Now this is going to depend on what functional group is present in that particular organic compound. Now on this x-axis we are seeing that is wave number, that is whose units are per centimeter. Okay, that is the inverse of wavelength of the infrared radiation. All these lines that you are seeing over here, the graph that you are getting, okay, this is about the peak. It means how much absorption is taking place. Okay, now here whichever the maximum part which is there, the peak, it means that much part of the sample is absorbance. Okay, so that much is getting absorbed. It means here at this point the absorbance is minimum, and at this point the absorbance is maximum because this is close to 100. Okay, you can see over here the graph is inverted over here. 0 is on the top and 100 is at the bottom. Okay, so at this point if you are going to see, the absorbance is going to be maximum. Even at this point also, if you are going to see, the percentage of absorbance is maximum depending upon what functional group is there and at what wavelength it is going to absorb. Here the wavelength will be somewhere around 3500 to say 3300 or 3200. Same way over here, the second line that I have marked over here, it is somewhere between 2000 and 1500. It is going to depend completely on what functional groups are going to be present in that particular sample of an organic compound. Now all functional groups which are there, they are going to be absorbing a particular wavelength, a range of wavelength is going to be there. This range of wavelength which is there, obviously you don't have to remember these wavelengths. This table will be given to you. If the functional group is hydroxy or ester, the wavelength that is absorbed is this much. Aromatic compound or an alkene, the wavelength that is absorbed is this much. These are all the values that are given. On the basis of this, you will be able to identify what functional groups are present in an unknown organic compound. An unknown sample of organic compound will be provided to you, and from that you have to identify what kind of functional groups are present in it and what is the probability that this, from the graph that we have got, this kind of a graph will be given to you. Okay, this kind of a graph is going to be given to you. From that you have to determine that what this compound can be. This is basically what infrared spectroscopy is going to study about. There are about other techniques are also there. These techniques are NMR, that is nuclear magnetic resonance, then even mass spectrophotometer or mass spectrometry. These are different techniques. So combining all these techniques, we are going to study that what this particular sample is going to be. Okay, so this is the part of infrared introduction of infrared spectroscopy, and different samples and examples will be given, and on the basis of this we are going to have different kind of questions. You will just go through all of these things, and then we will try to answer a couple of questions. So I just want you to go through all these pages from the book. If there are any questions that you want to ask, that you can ask me, and then we will take up examples. Okay, we are going to answer this question. Look at the two infrared spectra below. This is your spectra A. This is your spectrum A and spectrum B. Okay, so these are the two spectra that are given to us, and we are supposed to answer these questions. This is the table that we have taken from there. On the basis of this, we are going to answer these two questions. Now, which one of the infrared spectra is that of butanone, and which one is that of butane-2-ol? Now, first of all, the names of these compounds are given. We will try to figure out the formula if possible, or we will also try to get what functional groups can be present in that. Okay, so first we will write down the formula of butanone. This is the compound. Okay, butanone is there. First I'm writing this. Okay, 4 carbon atoms will be there because butane is there. Butanone, ONE, it is ending with. Therefore, the functional group over here is ketone. So I can put that either over here on or on this carbon atom. I can't put it over here or here. Otherwise, it will become an aldehyde. Okay. Rest others we are not interested in. We can fill up the number of hydrogen atoms. The next of this compound G is butane-2-ol. Again over here, 4 carbon atoms are there. Ol, that is alcohol, is the functional group. It's on the second carbon atom. So I'm going to put an OH over here. Rest all other hydrogen atoms, you can fill them up. Now the two functional groups that are present over here are C double bond O, that is the carbonyl group. And in the second compound, the functional group that is present over here is the hydroxyl group or the alcohol group. Now I'll come back to this spectrum A and spectrum B. We are going to observe over here where is the peak maximum in spectrum A. Suppose I'm taking over here the spectrum A that I'm taking. Okay, this is the spectrum that I am going to consider. This is the maximum peak. It is the value is falling somewhere over here. This value looks somewhere between 1600 and 1700. Now we have two functional groups. One is carbonyl and the other one is alcohol. So basically we are supposed to compare only these two. Hydroxy, whose value is this much, and C double bond O, carbonyl, whose value is this much. Okay, the first spectrum that I have considered, that is spectrum A, the peak value, which is over here, the maximum absorption, which is falling over here down, which is between 1600 and 1700. Now, where is this 1600 and 1700 out of these two values, this and this? Okay, this is for carbonyl. Carbonyl is this, the first one, first diagram, the left side diagram that I have drawn. It means this is supposed to be the spectrum of butanone. We'll also check the second example as well. All right. The second example that is there is alcohol, that is the functional group over here. See where the maximum value is. The peak value over here is this part. This is falling somewhere over 3000. Okay. So this you can see for hydroxyl, that is for this OH, the value is around 3000. So this is going to be the spectrum for butane-2-ol, which is containing OH as the functional group. This is how we are going to answer the questions. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, then You can do some other questions for practice.